Hey guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to create a blood explosion. Now this bloody effect can be created in a platformer game, an RPG, doesn't really matter. Probably in platformers would look better considering it sticks to walls and stuff. But I'll show you how it looks like. So if we click on the screen right here, it'll create an object called blood. And you can see it creates that bloody effect. It stains the solids. And it's just really cool, and all these values can be edited really easily. It's got gravity, and let's say an object dies, or like a player or an enemy dies, it'll just create these 250 whatever particles and bang. Well, they're actually objects. Okay, well, let's get started in this video. So let's create a room called game test, actually. Width 640 by 480, and the speed is 60. Now, I just want to let you guys know something. This is not really my effect. I found it on the GMC forum. However, I can't find the post that is relatable to this. So I'm sorry about that. However, if I do find it, I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. Alright, so 640 by 480 with the speed of 60, and the speed is in fact the frames per second. We want the views to be not if your game does require views, that's fine. What else? Okay, I think we'll leave it there for now. Now you will need two sprites. You will need a blood sprite, which is 6 by 6, and center that. A wall sprite, which is 32 by 32, and the origin is 0 by 0. Let's create a new object now. Let's call this blood controller, and this object is going to be controlling our blood system. So let's create a create event and drag in a code block. Now in here, we're going to create a global variable called global.surfaceBlood. And in here, we're going to be creating the surface create, room width, and room height. Okay. So let's just add a comment there, just to make things clear. Create surface. In the draw event, actually no, let's make another one called room end and another one called game end. Now, whenever you're working with surfaces, you want to make sure to free them at the end of game or at the end of the room. The reason why you want to do this is to avoid memory leaks and which lag up your game and cause unnecessary problems. So simply type surface underscore free, and then the surface you have created. In this case, we created a surface called global.surfaceBlood. Copy this command. There's a line of code actually, and copy that in here. Now in the draw event, we are going to draw the surface. So if the surface does not exist, which in this case, the surface that we created, surface blood, okay, then global.surfaceBlood equals surface create. Now, the reason why we do this is just to make sure that our surface is created, because if it isn't, then the blood won't appear. Create room width, room height. This is also because sometimes surfaces in GameMaker are a little unreliable, so just for confirmation. Now if it does exist, then draw surface global.surfaceBlood 0 0. Cool. So that's it for our blood controller. There's no sprite to it, and just make sure to put that right here in our room. Let's create another object called blood. Okay, and assign this to the blood sprite right here. Now this is where, whenever we are going to be creating our bloody effect, we're going to be creating this object. Alright, now in the create event, we're going to assign a bunch of variables. So the first one is called slow down. Now slowing down is basically the rate in which it increases. So we want this to be a random value. So random underscore range 125 to 3.5. Obviously these values can be tweaked, but these are mine. And the bars. The next one is the scale. Now, of course, not all bloody, particles are the same size. So we are using another random value. Random range 0.2 and 0.8. Once again, these can change. And the alpha, just leave that at 1 so that we can adjust that value, maybe to fade it out or something. Now the image x scale is equal to scale. Now what image x scale does is it scales the x value to a specific number. In this case, we made it to scale, which is a random value. And do the same for the y scale. Next, we want a direction equal random 360. The reason for this is because when the blood appears, it's gonna shoot out from all different directions, like a blood explosion. If you haven't seen a game called Bloody Trapland, it's very similar to this effect. And gravity 0.5, as I said before, the blood will need some gravity. And the v speed, once again, random range 6 to negative 24. Copy that. And we'll do the same for the h speed. And then finally, we're going to trigger an alarm with 120 frames. So now in the alarm event, let's put something in here. Let's just say instance destroy. So after time, this object will be destroyed. Because if we have too many objects on the screen, it's going to lag our game so hard. Oops, ignore that. In our step event, now here is where all of our main code is going to go. So first one. Set direction. Image underscore angle equal direction. And image alpha. Alpha equals alpha. Now we're going to now be doing our collision with the block. So if collide with solid, I guess. So if place meeting is a function in which checks to see if our specific object is colliding with another object. Or solid? Sorry, no. Oh yeah, we haven't created the object yet. Well, we'll create that later. Or solid. Actually, just to avoid... Oh, alright, we'll just make it solid. Simply assign that sprite as wall, and that's all you need to do. Now, when it collides with the solid, we're going to immediately set the visible to false because we have surfaces. And if speed is bigger than 0, then speed minus equals slow down. And alpha minus equal 1. Oops. 0.01. Now we can draw to surface. If surface doesn't exist. So once again, we're going to be making sure that our surface exists before drawing anything onto it. Surface blood. Then global.surface underscore blood equals surface underscore creates room width and room height. Okay. Now if it does exist, then we're going to say surface, oops, sorry about that, surface sets target to global.surface blood. And then draw the sprite. ext s blood or xy. So the sub image is 0, the x value is x and y, and the y scale will be image x scale, sorry, the x scale, and then the y scale is going to be image y scale. So we're just going to set that to default, image y scale, like that. And then our rotation, we're going to use our image angle value. Our color, make that white, and alpha, set that to the value that we have set it to. Alright, cool. So let's see if we need to do any more. Make sure that we reset the surface. So surface reset target. Yep. Now what we want to do is say, so if place meeting with solid, however if we aren't colliding with it, else visible equals true. Okay. And if the alpha is smaller or equal than 0, then we're just going to destroy the instance. Cool. So that's our step event. And just to make sure that we don't get any errors or anything, outside room instance destroy. Right. So now we've got our blood working. We're going to put some solids around the room. I'm just going to put them anywhere. Alright. Okay. What else? Okay. Now we need to create an object called oController. Now this object is going to be basically controlling it only for this example. Now usually in your game, let's say your enemy dies. So in that event in which like maybe enemy.hp equals 0, then you want to type in this command. If mouse button check. Ignore this. Wait, oops. Mouse check button, I think. Button, yeah, pressed. Alright, now this is just a placeholder just to demonstrate the uses of the blood. On the left. Okay, so this event is usually going to be maybe your object dying, and here is the displaying the blood. Now use the repeat function, so we can constantly create the blood. Now you can tweak these as much as you like. I would say maybe like 50 is kind of not that much. 150 is alright, but I'm going to put this up to, let's say 200 for this example. Instance create XY blood. Let's do mouse X actually, and mouse Y, and get rid of this. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh wait, oops, we forgot to put it in the controller object right here. Okay, let's see how this goes. Poof! As you can see, when we just create it, touch it, it fades out. It works here, it works here. So it looks really cool. Let's see what we can do if we decrease this value to 50. I just want to demonstrate how this can look in different perspectives. As you can see here, it's not that much, but it still gives that effect. In my game that I'm currently creating, it's kind of where you shoot the player, and whenever he gets hit, a little blood explosion appears. So, and when he dies, a massive one comes out. Yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I feel that this is one of the greatest effects that can improve the game feel and how you interact with the game. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.